What is going on here? I don't know how to do this. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but it's not working. Why isn't this working? Am I live? What's going on? Am I live now? What's going on? Is it working? Can you guys see me? I'm not very good at this, obviously. I've never been live before. And it's not even supposed to be this orientation. It's supposed to be this orientation. Oh, it's working. Well, I guess we're going with this orientation. It appears to be working. Woo! Okay. How is everyone? It's not going to be easy for me to figure out what's going on here, but if you haven't already commented on the giveaway video, I'm about to pull comments from that video. One winner takes all. Yeah. So I guess you still have time if you haven't entered for the Nocta Triple Score Pro Package. Oh. I hate when electronics don't work. It happens to me more often than not. I'm sitting here sweating because I'm like, why is my screen black? I think I hit go live and then that like created a fart in the system. I had to like exit and come back. Figure that out after 4 minutes of nothing. But yeah, figured I'd go live for the first time ever. I did it once with Brad on his Whatnot show. Um, let's say if you have any questions, go ahead. And I mean, this is sort of like a chat, whatever. I'm not posting a video today because I've been on vacation. Do plan on posting a video next week, but today we're going to draw the winner for the giveaway. I really hope this is working. It looks like it's working. I pulled it up on the TV to make sure it was working, and it looks like me. Unfortunately, I got the vacation beard going on. Getting a little more gray every day. And it'll be okay. Maybe I could lay by the bed, eat some hay. What do you say? I just made. Everybody see Happy Gilmore too? What do you think? Happy Gilmore, the original, obviously one of my favorites of all time. Oh. The chat's all in at the bottom. See, I'm not good at this. There's all kinds of stuff coming in. Do you have a link? I'm not good with this stuff. There we go. All right. A lot of people are like, Kurt, why don't you change your shirt? You're always wearing the same shirt. Check this out. So I can flip this. I can. I do change my shirt, people. Come on. Think I'm a dirt ball or something? So I'm always digging around in the dirt. Then I got some matching bathing suits for some of my shirts. But I like being comfortable, and I found these shirts, and I like them. So, I do change my shirt. What's going on here? What video is a comment video? You got a comment on the one where I posted 2 weeks ago. Let me see what I can do here. My computer doesn't recognize me because of my beard. It's today. That was last week's video. This is me talking about the people scamming on the giveaway video. I don't know if you can see. Let me flip you around. I can actually see what I'm doing. That one right there, it says giveaway. Go comment on it now if you haven't already. We're already up to 2,451. We'll see if that changes. All right, so now that I'm down at the chat and I can see a few things. Congrats to the winner, and thanks, Kurt. Thank you. Thank you all for watching, obviously. I can't have my water bottle one-handed. There we go. That might work for now. Uh-oh. Where's Bob? Bob works a lot, and he's broken. So he works, and then on the weekends he rests. I'd love to get him out to do something. We talk about it now and then, and you know, it happens. Billy's doing pretty good, I think. I need to call him today. Leo's being Leo. He works too much. What's up, Past Masters? I'm gonna have to bring the sweatband back. Yeah, I'm bringing it back. We'll go green. I do have a little fan somewhere. That's goofy. Just like me. Yeah, I brought the sweatband back for a little bit. A lot of questions coming in. Where's Brad? Brad is doing his own business on Whatnot. He quit his job and he buys and sells jewelry for a living now. And last year I went on with him on his live stream, and we sold all my childhood collections, mainly coins and stuff, to help pay my father back for the money he lent me to buy the boat after I bought this cabin. And it's not like I bought this cabin. I'm be paying for it for 30 years. That's why I've been doing extra things to try to make some extra money, because 2 mortgages isn't fun, and this one is not cheap. But I'm making it work. I mean, we've had this place for pretty much a year now, and I've somehow made it work. Where's Bobby Buttons? He's working right now, and then on the weekends he rests. A lot of questions. Bring back the sweatband. I'm bringing it back today, that's for sure. You might see it in the future. That's for daggone sure. I had to get some better looking ones. This is the one I had in my pocket because I've been doing a lot of work around here. Trying to get out of here. I got to work, but been on vacation. Been a lot of cleanup. Monk is out detecting, probably. We actually tried detecting a few days ago. He came down and went out and did some fishing and tried doing some metal detecting. And unfortunately, like every spot we hit was just completely sanded in. But we have a few more on the radar that hopefully work out in our favor. I have 1 episode in the bank that I'm going to edit for next week, but after that, hopefully we get on some decent sites here coming up. But, it's metal detecting for you. Excuse me. Um, I'm wearing my Hoover Boy shirt. Thank you. Speaking of, like, I haven't since we did the live stream with Brad. Um, he has like all of my gear that wasn't sold. I just put in a t-shirt and hat order. I've been slacking on the eBay sales because I've been so busy with, doing 3 YouTube channels. Yes, I have 3. I have the Hoover Boys. I have Mental Health Day, which is like bringing my friends and family out fishing and crabbing, or fishing and crabbing with them, and boat projects, stuff like that. And then the Catch and Cook Cabin is its own YouTube channel. All the things that go here around the channel, a lot of how-to videos, and we've been filming a lot of stuff for those other 2 channels, but I needed some footage for the Hoover Boys, so I need to hopefully land on some good spots coming up. You guys make some excellent finds. Thank you. We get lucky from time to time. It's getting harder every day to find new sites. Most of the time we're traveling hours and hours and hours, with our fingers crossed. And there's a lot of days that we go out like door knocking and stuff, and we won't even have somebody answer the door, or we'll never be able to dig a hole and be like, ugh, Then like it's dinner time. It's like, I'm not knocking on people's door at dinner time. I just think it's rude. But it's part of the game. Been doing treasure hunting channels for almost 11, the Hoover Boys for almost 11 years, which is insane. Absolutely insane. And, I've kept up with it for the most part, pretty much posting every single Wednesday, which, it'll make you go crazy. Pretty much what happened last year, amongst other things in my life. I'm too chicken to door knock anywhere. You got to have some knockers on you, but, I'd be lying if I didn't say I'd still get nervous doing it. But if you want to play the game, you got to do it sometimes. How did you meet Muck? I met Muck through Steve and Ron, the Whipper Boys. They invited us to their neck of the woods to go detecting, and they got him into metal detecting. And Muck pretty much, is down every single weekend to try to find some treasure. Everybody's always invited, but, I'm not going to ask everybody every single week, hey, we're doing this, hey, we're doing that. Like, if you're free to go digging, be like, hey, I'm in this weekend, what are we doing? So every once in a while I see Ron or Steve or Brad pop up. He was in a few episodes ago, and of course, we tried a water spot, it didn't work out. We did some sifting for native, found some native, but why isn't Muck's face ever shown? The first time I met Ron and Steve and met Mark, I asked everyone, first time I meet them, are you okay with being on YouTube? And Mark's pretty much the only person who's ever like, I like, my privacy. He doesn't care about, people think, oh, I'm going to be famous. It's Mark's, just a normal dude that just, doesn't care to have his business out there. And I completely understand it. I'm an idiot sometimes for putting my whole life on the internet, but what are you going to do? It's opened some pretty awesome doors for me. Met some awesome people, found some awesome things. And I don't think I have beef with anyone. Some people might have beef with me, but I'm just a dude that likes to find stuff. Long live Lord Baltimore Productions. I appreciate it. If you ask the question, keep asking them. I might see them pop up here. At some point, we'll pull a winner for this thing. I know not everybody can be on here at this time. It was sort of like a, last minute thing. I was like, maybe we should go live. We're doing it. Now somebody's calling me. It looks like spam. Thank you. What's my favorite find? I have, it's hard to pick one. I mean, obviously, the Lord Baltimore is way up there because that was just, there's a lot of things I never thought I'd find, and I somehow found them. The Lord Baltimore coin, the lead pewter USA button out of the water that's like, man, it's so beautiful that I posted on TreasureNet and everybody called it fake. They're like, no, it's not real. What are you gonna do? War 1812 belt buckle, gold coins. I mean, we're definitely due for another gold coin. We talk about it all the time. A lot of times we talk about something and we keep talking about it and it happens. So I'm just gonna keep saying gold coin. Um, I still would like a gold ring. I haven't found anything gold in what feels like a few years. Everybody likes gold. You can't not like gold. But I mean, we like the old stuff. Thank you for all the support, everyone. There's all kinds of stuff coming in. Where do you find your old maps? We do a lot of stuff just on, just you Google the area you're in and type in old maps, or, a lot of times we'll use historic aerials, and you can, find dots on the top of maps and, overlay that with normal, today maps, normal today maps. There's all kinds of research tools out there. A lot of times we'll just drive around. We'll be like, we haven't been to that town. Let's go to that town. And we'll, drive around, get our bearings of the area, and then we'll try to find the farms on the outskirts of the towns. And it's usually where some commerce took place. Not usually, sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky. You don't know till you go. And I get emails all the time. People are like, I have, an opportunity to dig this place. This is the history, this, that, and the other thing. The house is this old. I heard there was a battle here. What do you think? I'm like, well, sounds amazing. Go try. It's the only way you're going to find out. And that's the other thing. Like, we'll get a permission. It looks amazing. And you don't know that it sucks until you spend an entire day there trying to find some sort of hotspot. Mark's favorite find was floating in the river. I appreciate all the support always, guys. It's not as easy as YouTube makes it look. Most of my days are spent inside the house editing, looking out the window. I've never been live until today. I almost messed it up pretty bad, but here we are. I think it's working now. The best permissions are the ones that say yes. And get out there and try. Oh my goodness, they're coming in quick now. Anything we want to talk about? I'm trying to think if there's I guess I could spill the beans on that. The end of this month, I'm going to be doing another Whatnot show with Brad. It's a very big coin event that I believe Whatnot's going to be doing across their platform. And we're going to be, probably have a sponsored video from Whatnot where, I say a little something in one of the videos about Whatnot and what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to be doing another live stream with Brad on his business, show, whatever you want to call it, his jewelry thing, but it's going to be a big coin event. So there's going to be a bunch of giveaways during that. I know there's going to be a handful of pointers and some pulse dive machines, and I got to work out a few other details, but we're going to be doing a lot of giveaways. When I do post about that, like, you get a credit for Whatnot, and I'll have, hopefully, if my t-shirt place comes through, I'll have a whole bunch of hats and t-shirts and gear and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully food bottles. I don't know if Brad made that order for stickers. I have the bottles, but the stickers I'm out of. Like I said, I've been not slacking, but so busy doing other things that merch sort of took a seat. Nobody's yelling at me to pull a winner, so guess we got a little bit of time. Yep, Brad is 342 and whatnot. And if you don't follow him on Facebook, you're doing something wrong because he posts reels all the time. He's hilarious. He's good at his craft. Like I told Billy and Bobby to get in on YouTube or something a long time ago. I told Bob, I was like, Bob, you need to do like, because I don't want to say he's bitching, but like he's got rants. Like my favorite thing, mentally technically, with the guys, back in the day when we could all get together, we had more time. We didn't all have 100 kids. Um, was the BS in the morning before you put your headphones on and went in different directions and were introverts. But Bob would always be, complaining about something, or like not complaining, but like, whatever the topic is of the day. And I'd be like, Bob, you need to like go on YouTube, and it could be like a 2-minute freaking video of Bob's weekly rants and just talk about whatever's going on. People are going to watch that. And but instead, he wants to break his back, and he's got to rest for the rest of the weekend. He's physical labor, and when I met him, he was like on disability because he, had some pretty bad back surgeries, and apparently disability ran out, and he had to go back to work. So, life happens. But he was. That's why he had so much time when more or less we met him. What's the place in the world that you'd like to detect the most? Thank you. Thanks. Let me just did something. Gave me some money or something. A bunch. Thanks for the dedication. Thank you. Oh, I guess you can have your comment. If anybody else did that, I'm sorry if I missed it. I'm sort of staring off into space. I'm looking at the bubbles in my screensaver. Let's see. What's your favorite fish to catch and eat? We'll get back to the detecting thing in a second. Favorite fish? There's a lot I like to. It's hard not liking to hunt. I like calling it hunting because you got to hunt them down. The snakeheads, the northern snakeheads, they're amazing. They're big. They're acrobatic. They are buttheads in the water and in the boat until they take their last breath. They try to fight to get away. And they're absolutely delicious. Like, well, I call them chicken of the bay because they will taste like whatever you want them to taste like. But recently, at the cabin, we've been trying to target cobia, and that's a completely new fishery to me. I've done everything as a kid, from fly fishing for minnows in a stream to offshore fishing for tuna and all that stuff, everything in between. I just love being on the water. It's my happy place. That's why I had the mental health day channel, because it's my escape from this world. Obviously, I mean, even on the video, the giveaway, like I had somebody scamming people saying that they won and they're trying to get people to pay for shipping. I would never have you pay for shipping on a giveaway. Like, I think some people may have got scammed, but that's incredibly awful. And that's like the part of this world that, I need to escape from. Obviously I grew up in a big city, and I lived in a big city most of my life, and I don't want to be anywhere near those big cities. And the easiest way to forget about that stuff is go on the water. That's your own little world. It's like the last, it's still like some unknown out there. But place to metal detect. Obviously, places that aren't allowed, like Gettysburg, George Washington's birthplace, any of the founding fathers' either birthplaces or, adult homes, or not adult homes, but plantations. I don't even know if you're allowed to say that word anymore. See, the world we live in. Um, but I'm fine with what we do. The stuff that we find. I love the early stuff, the early American stuff, the stuff that our forefathers lost while building this country. I know we focus a lot on coins and stuff, but that's just most of the stuff that's in our area. We have to travel to find the battlefields and stuff like that. And yes, water hunting is very tough. Whoever just said that, Vinny. Are mermaids real? I like to think so. Little Mermaid was one of my favorite kids movies growing up. All right. Well, let's see what time is it? We've been on here almost a half an hour. We'll pull a winner in a couple minutes. Oh my goodness. There's a lot going on here. Something about we ever met. I'm ever hunted in Texas. I've been to Texas. I have family in Texas. Never detected there. Yes, I have anxiety about door knocking. But I do it. It's the only way to get a permission. There's a lot of comments coming in. Merch site. Merch is coming up soon. We'll be talking about that in a future video. Where's Brad? He's working. He owns his own business, and he just had his fourth kid. So, and they're all under 5, maybe 6. They're very young. All real, Irish twin type stuff. Yeah, I still haven't got Bob down here to the cabin. I told him, I know one of his fish he wants to catch is a speckled sea trout. He's never caught one. I told him during episode 500 of the Hoover Boys, I was like, I'm going to get you on one. But he didn't show. Apparently he had a power line or a pole go down in his backyard, and it was live wires, or I don't know. Excuses. And it was still down after the whole weekend, so I was like, favorite fish to eat. There's a lot of good tasting fish out there, but snakehead are hard to beat. Northern puffer fish are amazing. Flounder. I mean, any of the ones on my wall here: red drum, striped bass, cobia, speckled sea trout. They're all delicious. Flounder. I don't know if I said that, but yeah, we've had some pretty crazy storms. How was the transition to the Manicore? I like the Manicore a lot. It has some goofy VDI numbers, which I don't understand because it's a 0 to 99 scale. On any of the other machines that I've used, the 0 to 99 scale, a nickel's a 50, or buttons are in the 60s. On the Manicore, buttons are in the 30s. It's signal you rarely even dig with the AT Max or something like that. Well, not a 30, but Tomback buttons still ring at 10 or 10, 11, 12. Everything else that's in the iron range. Coins like big coppers, they all ring up high in the 80s, but you'll get a silver dime in the 70s. I love it though. It's a great machine. I've been rolling with the 9-inch M9 coil or whatever ever since I got it. I haven't even used the 11-inch coil, and it's a beast. It's deep. It's a deep machine, and with that 9-inch, whoo, it's light. That was my biggest thing. I was between that and the D2, the Deus 2, and I saw the sale for the Mine Lab, and I was like, oh, shouldn't be buying a metal detector right now, but I jumped on the sale. I had the Note to 4 score. Yeah, I remember that machine. Mine makes great machines, but as a company, like, I wish they were a little. Um, I don't know. I guess they consider themselves the best, and I don't know. They put out good machines, unfortunately. So I'm swinging one right now. But how about Detector with the Manicore? Yeah, watch some of the videos. So much stuff going in. I appreciate every one of you. Somebody just gave me $5 for some reason. Thank you. Is there a comment? Oh, there's a comment. I gotta touch it. Thank you for the amazing content, amazing opportunity. Good luck. Thank you, Brandon. You're awesome. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. You don't have to send me money, but I'm not gonna say no. Just like when I invite people over to my house for like dinner or drinks or whatever. They're like, what can I bring? I'm like, yourself. Like, you don't have to bring anything, but you know, I'm not gonna say no if you want to bring an appetizer or dessert or whatever, but it's not needed. Um, do you like the Legend? Yeah, the Legend's awesome. It's a great machine, absolutely great machine. Nokta is stepping, not stepping. They've stepped their game up big time. Not that their other machines weren't great, but the Legend, the triple score, they're fantastic machines. The triple score reminds me a whole lot of the Equinox like 600 because it's like the three frequencies. Super stable. I like the Equinox 600 better than I do the 800. I feel like the 800 with the extra frequencies, it gets more interference because of those frequencies. The three frequency machines like are rock solid stable. And I drowned my Equinox 800 in the river a handful of summers ago, and I sent it back to them. And it took so long to get it back, I ran out to um, Cabela's and bought a 600, and that's what I ran in the water ever since. When I got the 800 back, I only used that on land because I didn't want to drown it again. But the 600s, the Equinox 600 is the one I found the Lord Baltimore coin with. Like I said, after I drowned the 800, it was the 600. Every time you saw me in the water, it was the Equinox 600. It was a great machine. I still have it, obviously. I need to start selling some machines to pay for some of these bills, but I'm still giving them away. What happened to Garrett? Garrett's still around. I could call Steve Moore right now. He'd answer. There's no beef. I have not used their new machine. They sent one to Brad when he went to England, and I I don't know. The Vortex. Yeah. Does anybody have the Vortex? What do you think about it? I've never played with one. I'm sure it's all the machines are pretty daggone good these days. Can I get a shout out, please? Oh, Mike Hunt, what's up? You got a shout out. I can't keep track of everything. Um. Oh gosh, here goes. So much stuff's going by. How do you approach getting new permissions? You go up, knock on the door. All right, let's just say, you know, you got to have some sort of, you know, line that you use. And, I'll change it up on the fly depending on who answers the door. But I always start with, sorry for bothering you. Because I hate when people knock on my door. You know, make the dog bark, woke up the baby, they're trying to eat their lunch, they're, fiddling, whatever. You're interrupting them. So I would say, sorry for, you know, Sorry for bothering you. You know, I say my name. My name's Kurt. You know, uh, I go when I split it up. It it makes me mess up. But like now I'm getting sidetracked again. You know, sorry for bothering you. My name's Kurt. You know, I do this as a living. I'm a huge history fan. My friends and I do metal detecting as a hobby. Do you mind if we do some metal detecting on your property, or do you mind if we try metal detecting in your field? Um, I throw a compliment in there like you have a beautiful property, you have a beautiful house, whatever. But it's after that, it's just talking to people. Like Mark's straight to the point. Be like, hey, how's it going? Can we do some metal detecting in your field? And he gets great permissions. Just hey, what's up? My friend and I want to do some metal detecting today. Can we metal detect over there in your field? It's the hardest part's going up and knocking on the door, and then it's just talking to people. I really like the vortex. Good. And use White's TRX pinpointer. Yeah. Oh, taco money. Thank you. Robbing Tommy Knocker. Still think it's one of the best ever made. Can't believe Garrett's selling them. The White CRX is a great pinpointer, but I've been using the Nokta pinpointer. I don't even know what it's called, but it's awesome. Obviously, I didn't pay for it. Nokta sent me one. They're like, try this out, and I tried one out in a video like whenever that was, and I got a bad one right off the bat, and I told them I was like, this thing it did not work for me at all, and they sent me another one, and it's been fantastic. Biggest thing I like about it is I don't have to buy 9-volt batteries. There's nothing like being out in the middle. I used to have an extra 9-volt in my pocket every time I went detecting, but yeah, the Note to pinpoint is great. It's got a little. I don't know why. Like when Mark was telling me, guy that works for Nocta, like it's got a color screen and you can change the modes and like you can make it not sound off on iron and like it's like there's so much it can do, but it's I'm like it's a little overkill for a pinpoint. I just needed to turn on and beep beep on metal, but it's a great little unit, and it's got replaceable tips so you can actually use it for scraping. Where I know everybody out there is, I'm sure, worn the tip off of Garrett Carrot. I wish the power button on the Nokta pinpointer was bigger. That's my only complaint, though. It's a great probe. But and I haven't charged mine in probably a year, and it's like half battery. I should probably charge it just in case. But yeah, Wednesday Hoover Boys. This is the episode. We're live. We're gonna pull a winner here. Anybody care, or you just want to keep chatting? Option on the Garrett AT Max. I love the Max. Max is still one of like the deepest machines I've ever used. No, I've never met Gary Drayton. Legend startup. Hold on, what was that question? What's your legend startup routine when turning it on? Um, this goes with most machines. I'll turn on noise cancel, ground balance, maybe mess with my. I'll check on what recovery speed I'm in because I don't know what I ended it on. Um, but turn on noise cancel, ground balance, and go for the most part. What shovel are you using? The Predator shovels, Predator Ranger, PredatorTools.com. All homemade stuff. He's Lesh, George Lesh. Everybody knows like the Lesh, like hand diggers and stuff like that. Um, he like separated from the Lesh business, the Lesh family name because he had some ideas that they didn't want to go with or something like that. But George Lesh, PredatorTools.com, great guy. He's he sent me shovels to replace shovels that I've been through because obviously we do a lot of digging in 10 years. Or it'll be like, your shovel looks worn down. Let me send you a new one type stuff. But um, I've, bought my first one and a hand digger from him and all that stuff. But I've never taken a dime from that man. Great guy. Um, Little Dixie Diggers. I miss you, brother. I miss you too, brother. I believe that's Tim. It's been some time since the CWPPO. What happened to 64 babies? That's me. 44 ladies. That's Chris. He lives in Ohio. He comes to town a couple times a year. You'll see him a lot on the mental health day channel because we do a lot of fishing together too. Best find. Been over that. What happened? What happened to Bert? So, yeah, Predator Show is worth the money. I'm sorry, I'm like trying to keep up with the comments, but triple score VDI numbers they're 0 to 60 just like the Legend. Going from the Legend to that was obviously simple. It's I don't want to call it a watered down Legend. It's a little lighter than a Legend. It's got some great features, but it's a great machine. Absolutely fantastic machine. We all miss Bobby Buttons. He's a character and a half. Favorite brand to shovel? Predator Tools. He's still kicking it. Have you ever something about Aqua Chigger? I've beat with Aqua Chigger a few times. Once I had a guy like invite me and him to a site, and there's another time I met him at like digging in Virginia, stuff like that. He's a great guy, down to earth. He'll tell you about anything. I do not have an 1877 Indian. The only one of my friends who's ever found one is Bobby. He found one the same day that Brad found his flowing hair half dime. That's so famous or infamous. Vodka in the water bottle. Nope, that's water. The movie episode was awesome. I appreciate it. That was a crazy weekend. That was absolutely insane. And the things that were found in my front yard, and I've only beeped it one time since then, so I think we could probably pull in. I want to use the Manicore out there, but I'm gonna wait till the weather breaks. Uh oh, I scrolled up so now I can see what's going down. Oh no! Please draw a winner. Leaving in 15 minutes. Okay, we'll draw a winner in 5 minutes. We've been live for 45. We'll pull it at 50. So people can bounce or do whatever you got to do. I didn't know what this was going to turn into. I've never done this before. Top find. I'm just going to say the Lord Baltimore coin because it's a coin that we joked about finding. There is so much going on. 56 Flying Eagle? No, I doubt it. I've never found one. Doubt I ever will. What size PVC scoop? It's an inch and a fourth. Inch and a fourth PVC fits for the scoop hole perfectly. Trying to scroll down here. Yes, I miss digging at Walmart. Oh, goodness gracious. What happened to the Bayliner? The Bayliner, I did on the Mental Health Day channel, I restored my Bayliner. First I got the engine going good, all that stuff, and then I started tackling the rotten floor and did all that fiberglass, all that stuff. Threw the cover on it the next the next spring pulled the cover off, and one of the freeze plugs popped out of the motor. I never winterized it, so uh, I don't think it cracked the block, but I have what sounds like a freeze plug that popped out where the flywheel is, and it's shooting water all in the boat. And I haven't messed with it in a couple of years since then because I haven't had the money to have somebody pull the motor and do that. It's still sitting on the side of the house. If that ever happens, it'll happen, but that's what's happening with the Bayliner. Um, it broke my heart, but she's still there. She's not going anywhere. I'll complete that at some point in my life, hopefully. What old detectors do you like besides the AT Max? I mean, all the AT were great. AT Pro, AT Gold. Um, when I got back into metal detecting, it was pretty much everybody had the AT Pro. So anything before that, I hadn't really messed with. My first machine ever was, $100, $50 machine from Radio Shack as a little kid. And then, excuse me, and then I got a White's Coin Master for like a day. Realized I hated it. Um, Luckily, the guy I bought it from let me trade that in for the White's XLT. Still have that machine. That was a fun machine. And then from there, I pretty much went to the AT Max and the AT series. Thoughts on Coil Tech? I have some Coil Techs. Great, great. You know, Cool Tech, I believe, is right next to Mind Lab, so they somehow can use not use, but like they make really good coils for the Mind Labs. I can't say I've used them for any other machines, but I'm sure they're great. Ever hunted in Montana? Nope. We're probably getting close. I'm trying just I haven't scrolled back down. I'm trying to get to these comments. Best favorite find. People keep asking me that. Lord Baltimore coin. That's what I'm going with. To watch The Curse of Oak Island, I watched the first handful episodes. Then I was just like, the only reason that show's going is because people watch it and they're making money off of it. But river beer, and the first time I had a river beer ain't gonna be the last. Yes, I miss Walmart, Tiffany. PVC tube for my scoop is inch and a half PVC, and it's scoop all. Scoop all. The links are in any of my videos. You can go to the links and they'll be in there. You might have to go all the way to the bottom to find my Amazon links, but it's in there. When will your kids start hunting with you? I brought the kids out a few times when they were younger. I'm not going to force it upon them. They're into sports and all that stuff. Um, Obviously they're welcome anytime. Rules or no rules. There's too many rules in this world. I can tell you that much. How do we win? Go to the giveaway video like 3 videos away and comment. We're gonna pull it now. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna flip you around. Uh-oh. I don't know if you're supposed to see here or not. Can't look at my pen. Well, probably showed it anyway. I don't care. So look, random. I'm dyslexic, by the way. YouTube random comment picker. So we're gonna get the link to this video, the giveaway video. It looks like that. We're about to do it. And we're gonna copy that link. Copy that link. So I'm gonna post that here. Boop. We're gonna fetch. Anything goes. Yep, anything goes. We're not including replies and we're not including duplicates. So continue. Now, uploading comments. What? There's way more comments than that. That picked the wrong video? That's not right. There's way more comments than that. Oh, maybe there's a whole lot of people that commented more than once. That is the video giveaway video. It said it was 2,000 comments, and it only loaded 196. So I don't know what we should do at this point. Let's go back. Make sure we did that right. Oh, now I'm messing up. It says 2,000 comments, 2,491. So we're going to edit, we're going to copy the video link, and we're going to put it in here. Fetch. Includes replies. Okay, so it's probably counting a whole bunch of other stuff. Allow duplicates. Nope, we're not doing that. Anything goes. Anything goes. Continue. 196 comments. So, I don't know what this thing's doing. Hopefully, you are in here if you entered and wanted to be entered. I'm picking a winner. There's a winner. Pirates, I say, until the next video, God bless you also. So let me see if I can take a picture of that. All right. So I got a screenshot of that. I really hope I did that right. I try to say your name, but ends with Island Girl 64. And that's our winner. Okay, let me flip this back around. I say I'm not the best with. I can edit and stuff like that, but when it comes to this sort of stuff, I don't know why I only picked 164 or 190 some comments. I guess people are duplicating, commenting more than once. I have no idea. All right, so congratulations to the winner. Hopefully they see that. Obviously, we're going to make sure that person gets the prize, the pro package. If that person's watching this, email me at thehooverboys@gmail.com. All one word, all lowercase. And I will confirm that you are that person. You know, I don't want to see 100 emails from people saying, hey, I'm this person. Scammers. I love you guys. So I can get a few more of these comments. And do you talk to the Scottish detectors often? When we set up that whole thing, we still have a WhatsApp. WhatsApp like chat? Yeah, like the guys and him, and we talk pretty often. Have you found your first heel plate? I believe. I still would like to find one with like the heart or clover. I think I found more of a generic one. I probably have a million comments to scroll through. I'll scroll a little bit, see what's going on here. What do you like most about the unit that you're gifting someone today? The triple score is super stable. It's a super stable machine, and you know, it worked. I brought it out the first time, and we landed on a fantastic site. Now, I will say this. Metal detectors are only as good as the site you're using them on. I don't care if you have the best metal detector in the world, there's not one. But the best metal detector in your eyes on a bad site, you're not going to find anything. It's this. The site's more important than the metal detector. You just need to find one that fits your, you know, you got to find a metal detector that you like the sounds of. They all have a little bit different sounds. The only reason why, well, not the only reason why, but one of the reasons why I didn't go with the D2 over the Manicore was because I wasn't a huge fan of the Deus 1. the sounds of the Deus One, the squeaky. I know you can change them around a little bit, but I feel like the machine did a whole lot of popping. And I don't know. Find a machine that you like the sounds of, and hopefully you can get on a good site with it. Okay, what's going on here? So much people in here, so I'm gonna hang out for a little while. Greetings from Chambersburg. We love you, Kurt. I love you guys. Nokta Cruiser. I've never used it, so people ask me all the time, have you used the MindLab Explorer? I'm sure it's a great machine. I've never used one, so I'm not gonna make comments on a machine I've never used. Mm. I'm just trying to find what else do you want to find in 2025 other than a gold ring? Um, Early U.S. silver. I still haven't got a U.S. minted silver coin from the 1700s. That's always going to be on the fantasy bucket list. We've only seen a couple of them, and Brad's found both of them. Um, Early U.S. minted silver has always been one at the top of my fantasy bucket list. Um, I don't have a whole lot of the the bucket list or the fantasy bucket list. Like it's gotten small. So when I get to notch one off these days, there's nothing like finding a first of anything. Like when I got back into the hobby as an adult, all I wanted to find was the Indian head scent. I've been watching people go to this certain park and they're pointing out these beautiful emerald green Indian head scents. It's a place we call the Indian head burial ground because we found so many of them. But I thought once I found my first Indian head, because that's all I wanted to do back in the hobby as an adult, I got to be satisfied. Like I went every single hour of every other day that I could find to try to find this emerald green Indian head scent. And I thought when I found it that I'd be, satisfied. All it did was make me want to find every single Indian head scent that was ever lost. Because it was so much fun, like finding it and being like, I did it, yes. So the first of anything is the best. Now, I still get excited for a random copper because back in like 2017, like we missed, but it was rare. Like we went out and we were just landing on site after site after site that were like never been touched before with a metal detector. And it was like, I want to say it jaded us, but it did a little bit. Um, but I don't take anything for granted. If I find something cool, and you're going to get my reaction out of it. Has anyone ever found a 20 piece, 20-cent piece? Nope. Never found a 20-cent piece. I know um, Green Mountain, Brad and Green Mountain found one recently. I've seen one other person from the metal detecting club I used to go to found one at some farm like years ago, but they do not come up often. It's one of those things definitely on my list. I'd love to find one. Don't expect to though. Do you ever sell finds for cash to support family and buy stuff you need? I never have. If it gets to the point where I have to, I will definitely part with some things. You know, the old motto is passion over profit. Like I get that. I've never sold anything. I've given a lot of stuff away, including Brad's wedding ring was a ring that I found in a very early episode. It's 18 karat gold and platinum. When he was looking for a wedding band, he's like, "Hey, remember that ring you found? Can I buy that from you?" I was like, "I'll give it to you. I'm not going to sell it to you. I don't want your money." But no, I've never sold anything I've ever found. I've donated stuff to museums and things like that, or given them away, but I've never sold anything up to this point. Should I start selling my Indians? I mean, you can only have so many of them. I don't know where I am in this. I'm just scrolling down from wherever I scrolled up. There's still people hanging out. I appreciate it. Can't do this all day. I gotta do some other stuff. Do you have a GW button? Yes, I do. It's a thumbnail of Bobby in a yard, beautiful house in the background, and it just says "Best Find Ever." It's a 13 linked states design GW button found with Charlie. You knew Charlie probably from the Quarter Hoarder channel, but we dealt with Charlie a bunch of times before he started hooking up with them. You know, hope to dig with him again sometime. But that was actually in a property that he owned. He has a lot of farms in his family, and that was like not in his front yard, but more or less in his front yard. Pretty awesome. Quarter Hoarder was digging with us that day. I found the GW button. What do the kids like that you found? I don't know. They don't, they're not all up in my treasure hunting business too much. You ever so? No. Thanks for the hard work. I appreciate it. Still no winner, so I'm way back. Oh goodness gracious! Why did you give a Manicore instead of the D2? Is there advantage with the Manicore? I don't know. I don't have a D2. I know it's a great machine. I've been detecting with people that had the D2. Uh, I was between the two, and mainly I wanted something that was higher end and something that was light. And obviously, the Deus has always been king of light, especially with their smaller coil. It feels like swinging a broomstick. Sometimes it's hard to swing that machine slow. Um, but I like the sow that went on with the Manicore. That's why I want the Manicore. Hmm. I've never detected in Bulgaria. Nope. Do you ever get your wife to hunt? She would, but we have kids, and somebody has to. I'm sure she will in the future at some point when the kids start, moving out or going to college or stuff like that. But you know, not only do we have kids, but we have kids that are deep into sports, and it sucks that sometimes, with job and other things, I don't always get to be there for all of the sports. But there's no place I'd rather be than hanging out with mommy watching the sporting event. But she's down. She loves fishing, melotech. She's into the same stuff as I am. She's my best friend. I hope to have her out at some point. Do you ever share your finds with landowners? Absolutely. Most of the landowners just want to see what we found. Like, oh, I'd love to see what you found. Obviously, anything that we found on their property is theirs up for grabs first. You know what I mean? Some people have no interest at all, and they're like, "No, you found it. I wasn't ever going to find it." But yeah, if they want something, they can have it. Still have the T Pro that they won from me back in 2014. That's awesome. It was a great machine. I never thought I'd upgrade from that. I was just like, I want something that has a backlit screen and bigger numbers. Okay, I think I'm in this area where I drew the winner now. Everybody's saying good luck and let's go. Hopefully I did that right. I'm about to get all the comments be like, you're an idiot. Mm. I'm just checking something. Yeah. Did that right. Recount. There's still people in here. What's up, everybody? I pulled the winner sometime 50-ish minutes, a little after 50-ish minutes. I'm just scrolling through comments because I scrolled up at some point so I can scroll down and actually get to runner-up pick. We're going to be doing some giveaways here coming up. Maybe not this platform, but I have some stuff coming up in the works. This is a winner takes all type thing. One and done. I'm saving some things for something at the end of the month. Thank you. Thank you all for the kind words and continued support as always. See if there's any questions. This, like I said, this is my first time ever doing this, and I'm here by myself. I've never done this before. But if you had fun, we can definitely do this again. Maybe when I have a larger screen and not my cell phone looking through the comments. What happened to Jocelyn, the relic recoverist? She decided to do her crazy lamp lady stuff because that channel blew up. I don't even know if she still detects. Use the Xterra Elite. I never have. I'm getting a lot of comments that like it only drew from 194. I know. I didn't, that's what it picked from. But I tried it twice and it picked 194. I didn't include duplicates. So if you commented more than once, and it didn't include replies, but it seems like a very low number to me. I tried it twice, and that's what it came up with. You have any tips when flying your detector overseas? Get a hard suitcase. Get a hard suitcase. Pack all your clothes in it, and then layer your detector in there. If you have one that has lithium batteries, like any of your rechargeable ones, that needs to be on your carry-on. Like your head unit, that needs to be in your carry-on, pretty sure. If you're not flying overseas, just domestic stuff, you can carry your metal detector right on the airplane. Brad and I flew down to Florida for Calico's something 10 years ago, and his metal detector was literally hanging out of his backpack. Like his coil was hanging out of his backpack or his head or something. I don't know. It was hilarious because like we packed light and only stayed for a couple of days. But yeah, there's no problems with it. Can you please make another hour-long movie? At the catch, I'm sure there's something gonna be going on down here eventually. That took a lot out of me though that weekend. Whew. Just getting to the point where we were out on the deck and we did like the cheers, and I was getting emotional about 10 years and all the memories and all that stuff, and then telling everybody that this isn't an Airbnb. The build up to that was insane because I only had the place for a couple weeks, like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I had to find furniture and decorations and beds, and it was tough. But it's here now. I'm finally starting to enjoy it. Just like coming down here, jumping on the boat, throwing in the crab pots, going fishing, chilling, hanging out, playing pool, doing karaoke. We got a karaoke machine a week ago. We were all down in the basement, spitting hot fire. It was fun. When will some of the other Hoover boys show up? Ask them. They know they're always invited. Muck and I pretty much go out every single weekend. Did I miss it? I don't know. Maybe. Brad is my other favorite. Is anybody still even on here? There's still people watching. What's up, everybody? I'm just trying to get through the comments. Like I said, I scrolled up at one point, and I'm trying to answer as many questions as I can while I'm still on here. How about accepting money just for your presence? I'm not going to say no to free money. How do I participate? Did not see a winner. Yes, the winner's been picked. Hopefully she emails me. Yeah, let's find a place to go in Michigan. Dig in. I never dug in Michigan. We like to keep it, more East Coast. Can't travel too far from home because, I do work and have a family. Usually I keep it within a few hours. Where are your oldest videos? Are they all on YouTube? Yes. Yeah. The first one was probably published June 2nd of 2014, 15. What's your white whale? My white whale was a barber quarter because I had found reals and seededs and all kinds of, barber dimes and, seeded quarters, but like it took me forever to find a barber quarter. Now, a white whale, like you can't have a George Washington button as your white whale or a gold coin as your white whale because not everybody's going to find that. White whale is something you should have found, but for whatever reason has avoided you. For me, it was the barber quarter for the longest time. I already answered that question. Oh my goodness. Sweatband's killing it. If you don't like sweat in your eyes, get a sweatband. I'm bringing it back. As soon as I focus on something, I don't care how cold or hot it is outside. That's when the sweat starts pouring down my face. If I'm fishing, it can be a nice breezy day, sitting there focused, trying to tie a knot, and it's just sweat in my eyes, which includes sunscreen. Now I can't see. Fun. Why did the toilet paper not cross the road? Because it got stuck in the crack. Thanks for the joke. Cheers. Cheers, everyone. Hope you guys can hear me good enough. I'm really good at mumbling. Like I said, I'm just trying to get through some of these comments. Looks like there's still people hanging out. So what's up with it? Where are you going? Fishing on the West Coast. I don't have any plans on fishing on the West Coast. We are hunted in Florida, Treasure Coast, beach tips in general. I'm not much on beach stuff. I have hunted in Florida when Brad and I flew down there for the Calico event 10 years ago. And we found a few Indians at a spot, but obviously I'm not against metal detecting on the beach. I would love to do Treasure Coast or have that opportunity, but finding time to get away, that's the hardest point. when I do go to Florida, it's usually in the middle of the winter, and it's down to the Florida Keys to go fishing. But beach hunting, you want to look for those troughs. Low tide, look for where the sandbar, the sand comes down and the tides have been beating the side of some sort of cut down, and you want to, that's your pay streak right there, usually, because gold's heavy and it sinks. So if you're finding fishing sinkers, you're doing something right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh goodness, so many questions. What is going on here? There's just so much. I don't know how far this goes down. How's Bill doing with his recovery? He's doing well, I think. I need to talk to him. I haven't talked to him in a little while, but last time I talked to him, things are moving in the right direction. I'll definitely call him today on my way home. Billy, if you're out there, I'm going to give you a call in a little bit, buddy. We're going to catch up. And Mustard. What is the Whatnot? Whatnot is a streaming service where people sell stuff live. Like, it's like this right now, but I'm like selling this candy that was in my drawer. Somebody bid on it. No, but coins, jewelry, Pokemon cards, whatever they're into. That's Whatnot in a nutshell. People selling stuff live. I'm gonna be doing a show with Brad at the end of the month. You check it out. We'll give you some free Whatnot credit, and you can buy some coins. Not things that I've dug. I'll be giving away some stuff that I dug. We're done. Recovery detecting, like searching for rings and stuff, like Ring Finder. Brad might still be part of Ring Finder. I don't know, but I've people came up to me and like, hey, can you try to find this? And I've tried. But I'm not part of Ring Finder or anything like that. Not opposed to it. Here we go. Just bought a house that was built in 1940. Do you think it's worth detecting? My answer is always absolutely. There's definitely Wheaties in there. There definitely could be some silvers, and you don't know until you try. It could have been built on a property that was much older. It could have been built on farmland where somebody lost a gold coin or a real. Or I think I'm at the bottom. Any new questions? Huh. Hi, Patty D. Heidi from Central Pennsylvania. Glad to hear Billy's doing well there. Yeah, that wasn't English. All right, people are dropping off, and I probably should too. Whew. All right, we went live. We picked a winner. I don't know if we did it right, but that's the way the internet picked it. Hopefully, we'll get that out to that person. I don't want to see 100 people sending me emails saying, "Hey, I won." Oh yeah. My brother just commented that I found his ex-wife's wedding ring that she threw out in his front yard. Yeah, I did find a wedding ring, my brother's wedding ring that he gave to his first wife. They were fighting. She threw it out in the front yard. Guess who found it with the metal detector? Hoorah. Thanks, bro. There's so many things that I've forgotten. Like the old guys from the job are always like, I've forgotten more than you'll ever know, kid. Who won? I don't know. Somebody can figure it. Let's see if I can post the. I'm probably going to mess something up here. I screenshot it at some point in time. But I don't know if I've allowed YouTube to go to my things. I don't know. We picked the winner. Congratulations to the winner. Can I explain what you're listening for as far as sound? Any tips? Um, Metal detectors are accurate up to a certain depth. Once a signal gets deeper, it starts guessing. So it takes a while to understand the detector's nuances. And like I said, you got to go out there and dig it all, especially if it's a new machine. Just dig every signal to understand what the detector is telling you. And you'll surprise yourself. Some of my absolute best finds were some of the worst signals I've ever had. Both of my gold coins were the worst signals I've ever had. The first one was completely on edge and sound. I was hoping I was digging a little cufflink. That's how low the signal was, and I got it out of the ground. It beeped way higher than that. Um, the $1 gold coin was just a deep sound. We were digging a Civil War site, so everything was coming out of the ground. Um, it was not a good signal. You got to dig it all. You got to take chances. You know, we've all dug a hole where we've never found our signal. We've all given up on signals. We've all, dug a bent iron nail that sounded like a silver quarter. It happens. It's part of the game. It's not all treasure, but it's out there. What's my favorite YouTube metal detecting channel besides yours? Um, I'd be lying if I said I watched a lot of metal detecting on YouTube. Can't say I do. If something pops up, I might watch. But I do not watch a whole lot of metal detecting on YouTube. I'm too busy making YouTube for all three of my channels. You're still using the metal detector with a graph for your signals. Yes, that's the MindLab Manticore. It has like 2D imaging. Is it always accurate? No. Is it an extra tool that the machine gives you to make better decisions? Yeah, and for that, I love it. Still got to dig it all, like I said. Certain depth, all the machines are guessing. Yep, it's time for me to eat my lunch, and you guys need to eat your lunch too. I think we're going to jump out of here. Love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Uh, Hopefully, I don't know. This was fun. We'll probably do this again from time to time. Maybe when those weeks I do not have an episode to post, we'll just go live for a little bit and BS. I'm pretty good at BSing. Um, yeah, love you guys. Until next time, help clean up the ground, dig it all, take your trash with you. Why? Because all holes matter. Bye.